Hi, my name is Nicholas Baker. Most people just call me Nico. I just have a quick question for you guys. Who's had something very life-changing happen to them that ends up changing their mindset on how they do things? Like just in general, like just a quick show of hands. All right, cool. So you guys might be able to relate with me just a little bit. So, like Victor, right? Like Victor, when I was 4 years old, I was also diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. So like you guys heard a lot of things, it's very difficult to kind of cope with at a young age. But for myself, it changed how I looked at life. It changed how I tackled situations and how I dealt with issues. So, like he said, diabetes is something that you kind of have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and it's more of a situation-to-situation basis because your body is constantly changing and doing something new, like life does. So you go to a different situation, you go somewhere, and you get in a car accident. You have to deal with that situation at that moment. Then right after that, you could leave, and unfortunately, if that happens, someone could pass away. Now you have to deal with those emotions. So this all kind of ties in together. So for myself, as I began to grow with this disease, my mindset on how I dealt with different situations changed. So when I was first diagnosed, I was told that I would only be able to go and play outside 30 minutes a day. I would have to watch what I eat all the time and all these different things. And grace to God that I had the mother that I had who told me that whatever I wanted to do, I could do. So if I wanted to go outside and play for an hour a day, I was allowed to go outside and play for an hour a day. So in that, I began to tell myself, anything that I want to do, I can do. So now getting older, getting into high school, I start getting these kind of what people would think is outlandish ideas. So like I wanted to start my own clothing line. I wanted to open up my own record studio. I wanted to do a lot of these things that most people would say, man, that sounds really cool, but that can never really happen. But I told myself I can do it. So from my freshman year of high school up until now, I've been doing clothing design, and I'm launching a clothing line within like the next 6 months. In that, I'm working with different like record producers and artists to eventually, get my name out in the industry to one day open up my own record studio. So taking something so small, for me at least, as a disease that you wouldn't really think would change on how you look at situations in life and how you tackle things. But for me, it said, well, if I can tackle something that's this life-threatening, why can't I tackle life itself and take on whatever I choose to take on? So for most people, they would say, well, those really don't connect at all. But if you look at life and you look at this disease, they go hand in hand. Like I said earlier, you deal with situations and you deal with the way you feel at a certain time and you tackle that situation. You deal with emotions and situations in life at the same time and you tackle that in the way that's best for you. So you take these two things and you put them together, and if you can tackle both at the same time, then really you can do anything.